Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mayowaoye, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this asymmetrical overlay draped skirt. So hit the subscribe button below your screen, tap the like button, and let's move straight in. First things first, if you look at the picture, you would see that there are two layers in front of the skirt. That is, there is there's an actual skirt part and there's an overlay on top of the skirt. So just look at the picture, you will see that. So the overlay is the draped part of the skirt. So for the underlay, the one that is underneath it, that's the one we'll be like working on right now, and this is the pattern you'll be using for that one. So just get your normal basic skirt pattern, and this is mine right here. Decide how long you want the skirt to be, and typically from the picture you can see that the skirt is a mini skirt, so you just measure the length and then you cut the length you want, you cut it out. Then you can just add allowance to the side, 1 inch allowance, and then you trim it out just like I've done with mine. So now I'm just going to cut it on my fabric right now. So just fold your fabric into two, place your pattern on it, and then you cut the front of your skirt. Then you do the same also for the back piece of your skirt. So although I'm not going to be showing that in this tutorial, so you basically just place your pattern on your fabric and then you cut two pieces for the back, because you know you would need to have a zipper at the back of your skirt. So you got the drifts right. So yeah, let's move on. And so this is what my skirt is going to look like cut out. So I'm just going to fold this and place it aside so we can work on the overlay of the skirt. That is the overlay draped parts of the skirt. And for the overlay draped part, you're going to need your full complete skirt pattern. That is your full front pattern. So yeah, this is mine right here. This is my full front skirt pattern. Now if you look at the skirt, you see that there's a spiral part at the draped part of the skirt. So you just have to decide where you want your own spiral to start from, and that's it for me here. That mark that I just marked, that is it for me there. So you can just decide to measure like maybe 3 inches from your side seam, or you just locate it after your dart, just like I did mine. So my own location where I want my spiral to start from is just after my second dart, as you can see. Now I'm just going to attach a new piece of paper to my pattern just like I've done. Then I'm going to measure from my waist down to my hemline. So anything I get, I'm going to measure it from that mark that I marked. I'm going to measure it out on my new piece of paper. So you can see that is what I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to connect and draw a line all the way to the mark. So I'm going to attach another new piece of paper again to this pattern. And it's all because I want to draw a new hemline. So yeah, because I also have to draw the same extension that I drew on the waist. I also have to draw it at the hemline, although the one at the hemline is going to be longer than the one I have at my waist level. So that's why I had to add like a new piece of paper, so you can see that. So now just draw a line all the way from that point there all the way to where you want your new hemline to be. So yeah, you can see that. And the reason why I'm making the extension longer than what I have at the waist is because if you look at the picture, you would see that the spiral is unequal. That is the spirals, they are unequal. They are very, very uneven. So to get that effect, you have to extend the extension for the hemline. You have to make it longer than the one you have at the waist. And now I'm just going to connect the 2 points, and it's going to give me a slant line like this. So yeah, pretty much that's that. Now I'm just going to cut all the excess paper off. You can see what I'm doing right now. So just cut off all the excess paper, the one we don't need. I'm going to cut them all off. So yeah, so that's that. Now if you look at that dart, I'm going to cut one leg of the dart open, and then I'm also going to cut the dart line open all the way to the dart point. So I'm cutting one leg open and then cutting the dart also open. So then I close the dart up, and then we have a free space right there. So I'm just going to place a new piece of paper underneath that just to cover up the space. So pretty much. So yeah, that is gone. Because why did I do that? It's just because if you look at the overlay, that is the drape overlay, you see that there are no darts sewn on it. So I had to take that out, and now we still have one more dart. Now remember to notch to mark that point where our extension started from. Remember to mark the points, and that's what I've just done. And now we'll be moving to slashing and spreading our pattern for the actual drapes of the overlay. And to do that, you go to the side seam of your pattern and then mark where you want your drapes to start from. So you can either measure maybe 2 inches from the waist, then measure another 2 inches, and then the third mark is going to be a little further away than the first two, because if you look at the picture, that is exactly how it was. So that's why I made it like far away from the first two. So now I'm just going to draw my drape lines, that is my slash lines. So to draw them, the third drape line is going to touch my dart points. You can see that. Then the second one, you just draw it straight, and the first one you draw also straight. So I'm going to be drawing all of the lines right now. So look at that, starting with the third line touching the dart point, and that's it. So you just draw and stop at the extension point, then you draw the second one straight, and then for the first one also you draw also straight. So pretty much that's that. So now I'm going to start with cutting the third drape line, and to cut it, I'm going to start by first cutting the slash line up to my dart point. So look at that. So I'll cut it to my dart point, and then also cut one leg of my dart. You can see that. Now I'm going to close my dart, and the dart will be automatically transferred to that point. So you then draw, like just extend the cutting of the line and place a piece of paper underneath it, just to like make it neat and all of that. And now I'm going to extend my second and first slash lines to the end of my pattern. Now to cut the slash line, instead of starting from the side where I started from with the third drape line, I'm going to start from the other side. You can see what I'm doing. Then you cut the second one and also cut the first one. So you can see how I've just cut it. So now all I have to do now is to just spread those out. So you just place another piece of paper underneath it, and then you spread out by how much you want. So just spread out by how much. You can spread out by maybe 3 inches or 4 inches depending on you. Then you cut out the excess paper, all the excess paper that we don't need, then and then we would land here. So pretty much now I'm going to place a piece of paper at the tip right there. Look at what I'm doing. So I'm just going to pin or tape that down. Then my pleats, my drapes, I'm going to pleat them like this. Look at what I'm doing, and then pleat the second one also like that. So just draw a line connecting that, just to blend that part in, then you cut the excess off. So yeah, that's that. So by the time you are done, you open it up, and that's that for the drape lines of your slash lines. And now we are done drafting our pattern. So everything we have to do, we are done. So now we just have to cut on our fabric. So you place your pattern on your fabric, and then you cut out, and that is what I have done right here. Now all the marks we have on our pattern, we have to notch them all on the fabric. So you notch that, see all of those marks. So you notch that, notch this, and then you notch the extension where your extension starts from, and then you notch the pleats also. So yeah, once that's done, you just take out your pattern, and then we work on the fabric. We work on how to drape our skirt, how to drape our overlay. So to pleat our drapes, all you have to do is to just fold up all the notched parts. So you see the first one, that is the one at the side, the third one rather, the one at the side, that's the one I'm doing first. Then we come to these other ones, the second and the first drape. So you pleat those ones also, and then that's the first one. Then you pleat the second one also. So yeah, that is that. So now look at what I have. So yeah, so look at the extension notch back right there. That is where the drape is going to fall from. So let me show you what that looks like, what that is going to look like on your actual fabric. Now pick up your front skirt piece, then place your overlay on top of it. So look at that. So you just place your overlay on top of that, and then you sew your overlay at the waistline to the actual front skirt piece. So you just keep sewing straight down till you get to the extension. So you sew all the way from the side seam to the extension. When you get to the extension, you stop, and that is all for the front. So all you have to do is to just place your back pattern if you have already cut that. So you place it right sides together with the front, and you sew at the side seam by maybe 1 inch by the allowance you already added to your pattern. So I already mentioned that I won't be working on the back pattern in this tutorial. So all we are doing basically in this tutorial is just the front. So if you are sewing yours, just place your back on top of the front and then you sew at the side and your skirt becomes complete. Now I'm just going to place this on my miniature mannequin just so that you can see what the overall skirt is going to look like. And this is how your overlay spiral is going to fall. Just look at that. Don't forget to tap the subscribe button below your screen, guys. Tap the like button also and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming tutorials when I post them. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.